High up in the Corbière Mountains stands one of the most imposing fortresses in France, Château de Peyrepertuse. And this was one of the strongholds of the Cathars. Welcome to another Quazy ride, and in this video we are taking you on our ride 2 of the Carcassonne Crusade motorcycle tour, and we'll discover some of the secrets of this amazing place and breathtaking landscapes. Hi, I'm Muriel, joined by Johan to fuel up our bikes and your passion for two-wheel journeys across Europe, because our ready-to-ride GPX files, ebooks and these video guides should make planning your self-guided motorcycle tour a breeze. And with Quazy Rides, the adventure is on us. And today we are taking you on our ride 2 of the Carcassonne Crusade motorcycle tour, and we are going into the area south-southeast of Carcassonne that is called Corbière, and I've read that it's still one of the wildest parts of whole of France, and it's known for its wine and its Cathar castles. So let's hit the road and let's go Quazy. Oh, the ride is to 15 kilometers, 135 miles. Wow, look at that, that's Termes Castle. And well, the ride until now is amazing already. And we are going to Termes for our coffee stop. And it has its roots in the Middle Ages, and you can see that from that castle. And that castle is one of the last strongholds of the Cathars, because only after months of resisting the siege they had to surrender. But Termes itself is beautifully nested in these amazing hills, almost mountains, of the Aude region that we are crossing. And it should be fairly quiet, simple, but there should be one restaurant, and let's see if it's open for coffee. Well, after coffee, it is time to head to another stop, hopefully with a nice ride in between, because we're going to the, and I hope I pronounce this correctly, Château de Peyrepertuse. And that is one of the biggest Cathar castles in France. Do not go on this ride if you're afraid of curves. The Château de Peyrepertuse is perched on top of an 800-meter high hill, and that one is so narrow that the castle is only a few meters wide in places and only has a small entrance. The castle played a key role during the Albigensian Crusade, and it was one of the last Cathar strongholds to fall, and it does offer breathtaking views. And apparently, if you go up there, you can get views on the Mediterranean Sea and the peaks of the Pyrenees. But we'll just stick with this because although they say it's only a 15-minute walk from the parking to the castle, it's more like a 15-minute steep climb. So we'll stick with this. And if you are not looking to visit the castle or have a picnic here like we did, we will also add a stop in the village below because there's plenty of possibilities for a nice lunch there. Wow, what a ride through those Corbière Mountains. And we have one last stop in this ride, and that's here in Limoux, which is famous for its white sparkling wine, the Blanquette de Limoux. Well, we are now crossing I think it's Pont Vieux, the old bridge, and we have a parking we planned a parking just before the Pont Neuf. But let's see if we can get there, because it looks closed. But anyway, we think this is could be a nice last stop before you head back to Carcassonne. Well, and leaving Limoux, we are taking the third bridge, and I think it's called the Pont de Fer. But let's head back to Carcassonne. We are ending our ride 2 of the Carcassonne Crusade motorcycle tour here at the La Cité de Carcassonne. But man, what a ride here in the Corbière area. We've seen wild, we've seen wines, we've seen Cathar castles, but we've mainly seen curves. And we really hope that with this video, together with the GPX file, because remember that you can download all the GPX files of all our Quazy rides from our website, but we hope that you will enjoy this ride as much as we did. And of course, we have tips on what to do in Carcassonne, mainly in La Cité, but we also have a separate video with our recommendations on where to stay in Carcassonne, because if you want to stay here, you are probably looking for a hotel with parking, and we've done all the research for you. So that video will be in the middle of your screen to keep going crazy now. And then, well, we really hope that you liked this video, and if you did and want to help us share the fun of road tripping, please hit that like button, subscribe and hit the bell as well, and then we will see you on our next Quazy ride.